Hey, what's up guys, TotallydubbedHD here, and today I'm doing a video review on the Razer Mamba HyperFlux and the Firefly HyperFlux. Now this mouse mat combo can be found for £250. That is a lot of money, if not probably the most expensive mouse mat combo you can come across. In the US it's $250, which is less so, but still extremely expensive. Now for those who might not be aware, there's other manufacturers that make a similar sort of offering. Corsair offer one, and also more prominently Logitech, which is Razer's probably the biggest competitors when it comes to peripheral gaming. Now in terms of comparison of price, the Logitech G703, which to me in terms of form factor really competes with the Mamba over here, and in terms of the form factor and the buttons that you get, costs around £131. That's including the wireless mat, which is exactly the same like this. If you want the G903, which in my opinion was the most advanced gaming mouse that you can find on the market with the Powerplay solution, that can be found for £172. Which all means that it sits around £100 cheaper than this Razer combination. So in this review I'm going to be comparing the two and commenting between the two technologies and what they offer. So first of all, the mouse itself, the raw specs. It's got 16,000 DPI, it's got a 5G optical sensor, it has the Razer Chroma software, which means that you've got full RGB and customizable RGB lighting. It weighs only 96 grams, which in comparison to the Logitech G703, which is 107 grams, and a 903, which is 110 grams, it is the lightest wireless gaming mouse. Now those grams are not going to make a massive difference. We're talking less than 10 grams over here, but nevertheless it is something to note between the two technologies and the two mice and their rivalry. Let's put it that way. Now, other than that, the full specs will be in the description below. As I said, check it on Razer's website. For example, the mouse mat size, which something I should comment on, is the perfect size for me. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's just right, and it fits great in terms of desk, and you have plenty of space if you're opera or whatnot, and you need plenty of flick-on space. Great in terms of that. Now in terms of the build quality, the mouse is sensational. The ergonomics of Razer's mice, the Mamba and the Death Adder are fantastic, and in my opinion, the most comfortable mice in the market. Now from the top of my hand to the bottom is about 18.5 centimeters, and you can see it fits literally like a glove. Now this will be perfect for fingertip and palm grip, and you could also claw grip it if you so wish. Now, as I have the mouse off the pad, I just also want to quickly mention that if you take the mouse off the pad for around 20 seconds, the mouse switches off. Which is why the mouse is slightly lighter, because it holds no sort of charge and no sort of batteries. It needs this to operate. Whereas with other technologies, you can remove it and you can still play over here without a problem. Obviously, you won't be charging the mouse, but if it's independently charged and you've been charging it for quite a while and you take it off, you'll have about, let's say, 8 to 10 hours of gaming, if not more, wirelessly without having to put it on the pad again. You might wonder, why on earth would you ever need to do that? Well, it's just in case this stops working, or if you're not going to be, if you need the wireless solution but don't have the pad. Now, in terms of the wired versus wireless, and this goes into the build quality, you've got a wire, a micro USB wire, which can be used to plug in the mouse. That means you can use the mouse wired, and you might be wondering, why on earth would you want that? Well, simply if you go traveling, then you can take it without taking the mouse pad, and you can just game on your knee, if you so wish, but nevertheless you can have it wired, and obviously having it wired, you just plug it into the mouse pad and it'll automatically switch on and recognize the mouse, and therefore you can start using it. Now the mouse pad is beautiful in terms of its build quality. It's got RGB lighting around the side, I know, the year of the RGB lighting over here, or customizable light over here, and full RGB lighting on the mouse itself, scroll wheel logo, and this little indicator over here. It's great to see this, and it's, in all honesty, the customizations through the software are fantastic, so Razer, top job in that respect. Now the mouse pad itself has two two sorts of modes. You can go into soft mode or hard mode. I know that's what she said, but nevertheless, you can customize that just as you would do on the Logitech Powerplay as well. It offers the same sort of features, and it's great because you can quickly use it. Now, I quickly use two different modes. Now, I should mention that if you take this off and put your own mouse pad, it will work and it will charge and the mouse will work. Just thought to mention that just in case you ever want to replace the mouse pad for your own, or you're accustomed to your own things. Now, I want to talk one thing about the build quality and the design of it, more so the design. Now, the mouse pad looks fantastic, and in all honesty, if I have OCD, which I do slightly, I love the symmetric design over here. However, when it comes to practice, it's not so good. Now, the reason why is if I'm flicking, I'm going to be hitting over here. Now, I know I'll be going off the pad, and before you say, what's the point, you'll be going off the pad anyway, I just don't want to be misclicking or hitting something like that. I want to be just flicking off the mouse pad as I would do over here. Now, you might be wondering why you're criticizing it. Well, simply because the Logitech Powerplay has it on the top left-hand side, which means that on the top left-hand side, I can flick off without having to hit any sort of plastic bits. More so when you have the cable connected to the mouse itself, the cable is constantly dragging along this plastic bit, and therefore just makes it uncomfortable to use, at which point just use a different mouse pad instead of using this Razer mouse pad, which just seems completely illogical to me. Now, on a more positive side, the mouse can be fully customized, has got two buttons on the left hand side, two buttons at the top, left and right in terms of the scroll wheel, the middle button click, and the two left and right buttons clicks as well. Now, enough about the build quality. Chris, tell us about the goddamn performance. I came here for the performance. God damn it, I want to know about it. Well, worry not. I took a video of myself. I know, lavish life I live, but I basically recorded myself with the mice in wired and wireless mode. Now, on the left hand side, I've got wireless. On the right hand side, which is here in case you're wondering, is wired. Now, the difference between the two, absolutely, I couldn't tell the difference. I'm just showing you this video so you guys can make your own mind. Now, bear in mind, I'm not a robot. Syncing my hands up at the same time on extremely slow speed is very, very hard. But at some point, my hands sync, and you were able to see. Nevertheless, if you want more, if you want to see a little bit more of it, make sure you just scroll back on the video, and you'll be able to see my hands synchronize, and then you'll be able to see my Acer monitor, which is the XF270HU. Google it on TFT Central. It is one of the most it's the fastest or the lowest input lag monitors you can find on the market. So in terms of input lag wise, I had no problems, and in terms of the actual mice, how they compared wired versus wireless, I couldn't notice a difference. It's really good, just like Logitech solution, fantastic wireless gaming, which is lag free, as Razer and I would say Logitech mentioned. Now, finally, I want to talk about the software, which, in all honesty, does bring a fantastic experience overall to the mouse. Now, through the software, you can customize the buttons to your heart's content. You've got loads of different customization. Each button can be changed to whatever you wish, as you can see over here. Huge amounts or array of customization. In the performance one, you can have 5 stages of DPI. You can even enable the X and Y axes to be different. Pretty cool if you ask me, completely geeky, but polling rate as well can be adjusted. Then most importantly, of course, is the most important part, I know, who would have thought, it's the RGB lighting section. So the lighting section is fully customizable. You can turn off the mouse indicator, for example. You can disable the lighting completely, and through the quick effects, you can go into like different sort of modes like breathing or the spectrum cycling. Or if you think you want to customize it to your heart's content, you can go via the Chroma Studio, and over here you'll be able to customize every single strip over here to your liking. Now, obviously, when I do this video, it's classic that it won't be showing it, but nevertheless, it does work, I promise you. Then you can also assign macros, which is great, and yes, this application encountered problems, please restart it. I know, as you would expect, problems to occur as you're doing a one-take video. Nevertheless, all I'm just trying to say is the Razer software fantastically complements the mouse, and the array of customization is great. So what do I think about the mouse overall? Well, in all honesty, it's a fantastic mouse mat combo. I love them. Now, I do have to mention this, and I don't quite like the positioning of this this plastic bit, but other than that, it's a great combination and it feels great and it performs fantastically. The mouse, it just works flawlessly. It's got fantastic one-to-one tracking and whatnot. However, its price is what lets it down. £250. Just save yourself £100 and get the Logitech variant. That's just my opinion. That's what I would say, just in a nutshell. It's just too expensive. Razer just has to bring down the price of it for me to recommend it. So there we go, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. Make sure you give it a like, comment, subscribe, as it always helps the channel grow. Let me know in the comments below what you think is the better mouse technology or the better mouse combo. I'll be always intrigued to hear your opinions. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care and bye-bye.